The entire hip-hop world is holding its breath right now because 50 Cent just declared war on Jay-Z, and Beyonce might be the biggest casualty in this battle. We're talking leaked tapes, divorce lawyers, secret documentaries, and a conspiracy so deep that the internet is convinced the Carter empire is about to crumble. This whole situation has people spinning because while Diddy's legal nightmare continues to explode, a brand new target just got painted on Jay-Z's back, and nobody saw this coming. Everybody thought they knew the full story. Diddy's facing serious legal heat. 50 Cent's been roasting him online for months, and that was supposed to be the end of it. Just another celebrity beef, another scandal cycle. That was the version everyone repeated. Diddy falls, the industry watches, life goes on. But now we're seeing something way darker unfold. Because 50 Cent isn't just going after Diddy anymore. He's allegedly building something much bigger. Something that connects Diddy's alleged party culture to Jay-Z's past, to R. Kelly's collaborations, to whispers about Beyonce's marriage, to rumors of hidden takes, and to a documentary that could rewrite hip-hop history. The whole narrative is twisting, and the Carters, they're staying silent, which is either the smartest move they could make or the most suspicious. Let me break down exactly what's happening right now, because this is where things get absolutely insane. First, 50 Cent has been on a relentless social media campaign. We're not just talking about random posts, we're talking calculated surgical strikes. He's been posting cryptic memes about Jay-Z, shady captions that hint at insider knowledge, and throwback photos that seem innocent until you read between the lines. Every single post feels like a breadcrumb leading somewhere darker. And fans online, they turned into full-blown investigators. They're screenshotting everything, cross-referencing timelines, pulling up old interviews, and connecting dots that most people didn't even know existed. They're slowing down frames, zooming in on body language, comparing public statements from years ago to recent behavior. It's like watching a true crime documentary unfold in real time. Now here's where it gets even crazier. Reports are circulating that 50 Cent is quietly working on a follow-up documentary to his Diddy expose. But this one allegedly maps out a much bigger web. We're talking Diddy's alleged party networks, Jay-Z's early career connections, the R. Kelly collaboration era, and rumors about who knew what and when. The internet is buzzing with speculation that this documentary could directly challenge Jay-Z's carefully protected legacy, and by extension, Beyonce's entire brand. Think about it. 50 Cent already proved he's willing to go nuclear with the Diddy situation. He's already shown he doesn't care about industry politics or who gets offended. So why would he stop now? People online are convinced he's sitting on information that could shake the entire music industry to its core. And then there's the attorney statement that sent shockwaves through social media. Ariel Mitchell, a lawyer involved in some of the Diddy-related cases, publicly stated she was approached to broker a deal involving a tape. Not just any tape, a tape allegedly featuring someone even more high-profile than Diddy himself. She claimed she saw still images. She claimed she recognized the individual. She described the content as deeply disturbing. Now, she never named who that person was, but the internet doesn't need confirmation to run wild with theories. And one of the most explosive theories being thrown around is that the tape could involve Beyonce. Is there any proof of this? Absolutely not. Is it being discussed on every gossip channel and drama page online? Absolutely yes. Online detectives took this to a whole new level, digging into every detail like they're on some CSI mission. They started studying old party photos, resurfacing interviews where celebrities vaguely mentioned exclusive gatherings, analyzing who was seen with who and when. Fans swear they're seeing patterns, connections, a hidden network that's been operating in plain sight for decades. And here's the thing that makes this story so explosive. It's not just one rumor. It's a perfect storm of old whispers, new allegations, resurfaced interviews, and strategic silence all colliding at the exact same moment. Every new leak, every old clip, every vague blind item is being stitched together like there's a countdown to collapse happening for the entire Carter empire. Now let's get into the motive, because this is where everything starts clicking into place. And honestly, once you see the full picture, this whole situation makes a lot more sense. 50 Cent and Jay-Z have never been friends. That's not news. But what a lot of people don't realize is just how deep that tension runs. We're talking decades of subtle shots, competitive energy, and a fundamental difference in how they navigate the industry. 50 built his career on being the disruptor, the truth teller, the guy who doesn't play by the rules. Jay-Z built his empire on being strategic, calculated, and untouchable. Those two approaches were always going to clash eventually. But here's where it gets interesting. 50 has been openly trolling Diddy for months, and every single time he posts something about Diddy, the comments are flooded with people saying, "Do Jay-Z next." At first, 50 would just laugh it off or drop a vague emoji. But lately he's been leaning into it, posting throwback photos of Jay-Z and Diddy together, captioning them just with an eyes emoji, letting the internet fill in the blanks. That kind of calculated provocation isn't random, that's strategy. That's someone who knows exactly what they're doing and is building towards something bigger. Meanwhile, Jay-Z has been suspiciously quiet, and for someone who's usually so vocal about protecting his legacy, that silence is deafening. People online are asking, why isn't he responding? Why isn't he shutting this down? Why isn't he addressing any of the rumors directly? And the longer he stays silent, the more people assume there's a reason for that silence. Now let's talk about the R. Kelly connection, because this is a major piece of the puzzle that keeps resurfacing. It's confirmed that Jay-Z collaborated with R. Kelly in the early 2000s on the Best of Both Worlds album. This was at a time when troubling allegations against R. Kelly were already public knowledge. That's not speculation, that's documented fact. Drama channels have been reopening that timeline and asking uncomfortable questions. Why did Jay-Z continue working with R. Kelly even after those allegations surfaced? What did he know? When did he know it? And why has he never fully addressed that decision publicly? And it doesn't stop there. Old, unproven gossip about Jay-Z's proximity to Aaliyah keeps getting dragged back into the conversation. Long-standing rumors about Foxy Brown that were never fully addressed. None of this is confirmed, but when you pile it all together with the Diddy situation, the R. Kelly documentary, and the current climate around accountability in the industry, it creates a narrative, a pattern, a story that people online are running with, whether it's true or not. Put all that together, and it looks like the perfect recipe for a full-scale industry expose. And 50 Cent? He's allegedly the one holding the matches. But here's where the story gets even darker, because this isn't just about Jay-Z anymore. This is about Beyonce, and the internet is now asking a question that nobody wanted to hear. Did she know? And if she knew, why did she stay silent? That question is tearing through social media right now, and every time Beyonce drops a new project, launches a new brand, or announces a new tour, the comments are flooded with people saying the same thing. She's building an exit strategy. This isn't art, this is a divorce fund. She's preparing to walk away. Is there any proof of that? No. But the narrative has taken on a life of its own, and once the internet decides on a story, it's almost impossible to stop it from spreading. But here's the part that really hits different, because when you strip away all the gossip, all the speculation, all the drama, there's a human being at the center of this storm, and that human being is Beyonce. Think about what she's built over the last 2 decades. She's not just a musician, she's a cultural icon, a symbol of Black excellence, female empowerment, resilience, and grace. She's inspired millions of people around the world. She's created a brand that's synonymous with perfection, strength, and dignity. And now she's being dragged into a narrative that threatens to dismantle everything she's worked for. Not because of anything she allegedly did, but because of who she's married to. Because of parties she may or may not have attended. Because of silence that may or may not be strategic. The leaked footage and resurfaced clips show a woman who's clearly exhausted. There's an old viral video of Beyonce at an NBA game looking completely zoned out. At the time, people brushed it off as overwork, long tour schedules, the pressure of being a global superstar. But now that clip is being reframed as something much darker. People are asking, was she sedated? Was she mentally checked out of her marriage? Was she trapped in a situation she couldn't escape? That's messed up, because we're talking about somebody's life, somebody's mental health, somebody's marriage, and the internet is dissecting every facial expression, every pause, every moment of silence like it's evidence in a criminal case. And here's what makes this even more heartbreaking. Beyonce has always been private. She's always protected her personal life. She's always maintained a boundary between her public persona and her private reality. But now, that privacy is being weaponized against her. Every time she doesn't comment, people say she's complicit. Every time she does comment, people say she's covering something up. She literally cannot win. This isn't the first time a powerful woman has been caught in the crossfire of male drama, but it might be the most public, the most brutal, and the most damaging we've ever seen. Now this is where things get even crazier, because there's one interview that keeps getting brought up over and over again, and it's the DaBaby interview where he talks about attending a Diddy party. In the interview, DaBaby casually mentioned that he went to one of Diddy's parties, and at some point, the house was cleared out. Only a select group of people were allowed to stay, and according to DaBaby, Jay-Z and Beyonce were among that select group. On the surface, that sounds like a normal celebrity story. Exclusive party, VIP section, big names, nothing unusual. But drama channels twisted that story into something much darker. They started framing it as DaBaby's initiation night, the moment he saw what real Hollywood looks like, the moment he got a glimpse behind the curtain. And here's the thing, DaBaby also said that Beyonce personally introduced herself to him and told him she was a fan. That should be a wholesome moment, a legendary artist showing respect to a younger artist. But online, it's being reframed as part of a larger pattern, part of a system, part of a culture that operates in the shadows. Fans online have been working like full-blown investigators, pulling up every single interview where a celebrity mentions a Diddy party, every vague comment, every nervous laugh, every moment where someone says, "I can't talk about that," or "you had to be there." And they're building a timeline, a map, a network of who was where and when. And Jay-Z and Beyonce keep showing up in that map. Not because they're accused of anything specific, but because they were allegedly present. And in the court of public opinion, presence equals knowledge, knowledge equals complicity, complicity equals guilt. Is that fair? Absolutely not. Is that how the internet works? Absolutely yes. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright has been making explosive claims for years. She's alleged that major media figures are afraid to push certain celebrities too hard because of industry pressure. She specifically mentioned Shannon Sharpe and suggested that he might be close to the Carters, which is why DaBaby wasn't pressed deeper during interviews about Diddy parties and the Beyonce and Jay-Z connection. Whether that's true or not, it feeds into a larger narrative that people online are obsessed with right now. The idea that you can destroy Diddy, you can question R. Kelly, you can expose Harvey Weinstein, but you can't fully question the Carters. And that perceived protection, it makes people even more suspicious. And this story just keeps spiraling, because now we're hearing about alleged threats, pressure tactics, and behind-the-scenes manipulation that sounds like something out of a thriller movie. Jason Lee, a well-known celebrity gossip figure, allegedly claimed he has receipts on the Carters. Now, he didn't show those receipts. He didn't specify what they were, but he made it clear that he knows things. And according to rumors, he indirectly pressured Kelly Rowland, implying that if she didn't give an interview or cooperate in some way, marriage-related bombs about Beyonce could drop. Is there proof of this? No, but because Jason Lee is seen as an industry gatekeeper, someone with deep connections and insider access, every vague hint gets interpreted as a Carter endgame warning. People online are convinced that there's a countdown happening, that someone somewhere is sitting on information that could destroy the Carter brand forever, and they're just waiting for the right moment to release it. Meanwhile, Kelly Rowland has been noticeably quiet, and for someone who's usually so supportive of Beyonce, so vocal about their friendship, that silence feels significant. People are asking, is she being protected? Is she being threatened? Is she caught in the middle of something she never wanted to be part of? And then there's the anonymous ex-assistant claims. An alleged former ex-assistant anonymously told a gossip outlet that Jay-Z could be aggressive, possessive, and publicly embarrassing. There's no verification, no name, no proof, but combined with everything else, the story becomes a missing puzzle piece for online audiences. People are saying, of course Beyonce is planning an exit. Look at what she's allegedly living with. That's how conspiracy theories work. You take a bunch of unverified claims, unrelated incidents, and vague statements, and you stitch them together into a narrative that feels cohesive. And once that narrative takes fold, it's almost impossible to dismantle. What we're seeing here is way bigger than just one celebrity couple. What we're seeing is a cultural reckoning with silence, complicity, and the cost of protecting powerful men. The bigger conversation happening right now is about responsibility. When you're in the room, when you're at the party, when you're in the inner circle, what's your responsibility? Are you complicit just by being there? Are you guilty by association? Or is it possible to be present without participating? Those are uncomfortable questions, and the internet isn't interested in nuance. The internet wants clear answers. Good guys and bad guys, heroes and villains. And right now, the Carters are being pushed into the villain category whether they belong there or not. When you constantly build a brand around perfection, around power, around untouchability, you're not just creating an image, you're creating a target. And the higher you rise, the harder people want to see you fall. Jay-Z and Beyonce's situation is a wild example of that, but it's also a warning for anybody with massive public influence. The more you protect your image, the more suspicious people become when cracks start to show. The more you stay silent, the more people assume you're hiding something. And in today's internet culture, silence is no longer seen as dignity, it's seen as guilt. And here's the really dark part. Even if none of this is true, even if every single rumor is baseless, even if Jay-Z and Beyonce are completely innocent of everything they're being accused of, the damage is already done because the narrative exists. The story is out there, and once the internet decides on a story, truth becomes almost irrelevant. So where does this all lead? Because right now, we're standing at a crossroads, and depending on what happens next, we could be witnessing the beginning of the end for one of the most powerful couples in entertainment history. If 50 Cent really is sitting on a documentary that connects Diddy, Jay-Z, R. Kelly, and the broader culture of alleged misconduct in the industry, that documentary could be a nuclear bomb. It could rewrite hip-hop history. It could force a reckoning that the industry has been avoiding for decades. And it could put Beyonce in an impossible position. Because if that documentary drops, she'll have to choose. Does she stand by her husband and risk her entire brand? Or does she publicly distance herself and sacrifice her marriage? There's no good option. There's no way out that doesn't involve massive personal and professional cost. And the divorce rumors? They're not going away. Every new business venture Beyonce launches fuels the theory that she's building a financial escape plan. Every tour, every brand deal, every investment. People are saying this isn't passion, this is preparation. Storm Monroe and several other gossip channels have been pushing the narrative that Beyoncé has turned everything into an exit budget, that if a major expose tied to Diddy or Jay-Z explodes, she can walk away emotionally untouched and financially untouchable. Is that true? There's no solid proof, but it's a story that makes sense to people. And in the age of social media, a story that makes sense is often more powerful than the truth. Meanwhile, the mystery tape conspiracy continues to haunt this entire situation. If that tape exists, if it really does feature someone high profile, if it ever gets released, the fallout would be catastrophic, not just for the individuals involved, but for the entire industry. And the internet is watching, waiting, refreshing gossip pages, analyzing every new post, every new interview, every moment of silence. Because people can feel it. Something is coming, something big. And when it drops, the shockwaves are going to be felt everywhere. Stay locked in because this story is about to get even crazier. More details are dropping every single day. More clues are surfacing. More people are speaking out. And reports say that we're only seeing the beginning of what could be the biggest scandal in hip-hop history. So drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think 50 Cent really has a documentary in the works? Do you think Beyoncé is planning an exit? Do you think Jay-Z is guilty by association, or is he being unfairly targeted? And most importantly, do you think the Carter Empire can survive this storm? Make sure you like the video, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update, because we're covering every twist, every turn, every leak, and every revelation as it happens. I appreciate you for rocking with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there. And remember, in this industry, silence isn't always golden.